Davey, back in my day, this straight change was one of the best pitches in the game. But now, for some reason, they've gone to the split finger fastball. Not only do I not know how to really hold it, but how do you orchestrate that coming out of your fingers, and what does it do to your hand?
Well, I agree with you, because that's what we were taught, the straight change, the circle change, and all that stuff, turning the ball over, the equalizer to the left-handed batters from right-handed pitchers, and vice versa, with lefty to the right-handed batters. So I think that what they found is that guys were slowing their arm down. They were basically kind of showing people that they were, that they were throwing it because the way their hand was and all speed pitches. So they wanted to find some way where they could tell guys to just grip the ball and then throw the crap out of it. Now, they say that in the regular traditional circle change, but guys, it's just kind of a natural thing for pitchers. When you choke the ball back a little bit and you get instead of having the ball out here in your fingertips like a four-seamer or say with a two-seamer, when you choke the ball back a little bit,
move it back,
and you get it back in here, that one will take speed off of it because it's going to go faster than than it would be out here.
Right.
But the circle change, where you would kind of pull down here a little bit and kind of pronate and get that ball out on the end, the further you got the ball to the outside of your half, the slower the ball would go. But it was harder to control. You wanted it in here. And guys just basically kind of changed a little bit. I actually played with a guy here that went to Dundalk High School, and when I went to Overlea, and he played at Dundalk Legion when I played at Essex Legion, Mike Bilecki, pitched 14 years in the big leagues. In the minor leagues with the Pirates when we were together, he threw what you called a forkball. And it was a modified split finger. It was just wider, and they would kind of get here, or they would go kind of with the horseshoe. Sometimes they would go this way. It was all dependent on how it felt comfortable in your own hand. But basically, that pitch was very wide, and it would come out almost like a knuckleball. So it would come in and kind of and drop. But you could see that pitch. In other words, the hitter recognized that was an off-speed pitch. But because of the speed differential and the drop of the speed and the variation of it coming out like a knuckleball, it would act like a knuckleball, and it would kind of move a little bit. You could get away with it. But a lot of guys couldn't do that. So now, over the last, say, 15, 20 years, more of what they call the split finger, maybe even longer, 25 years, of course, Suter threw it back in the day, in the 80s and in the latter part of the 80s. But now what they do is they just don't spread their fingers as wide. They kind of go, like if I was going to throw a two-seamer, they basically kind of go to the outside part of the seams.
Now, does this ball have more movement than the circle change and the forkball?
It can, and that's why everybody's different. You know yourself. One guy's two-seamer is going to do something different than another guy's two-seamer. Another guy's four-seamer might run a little bit or ride. Another guy's four-seamer, because of the way he turns the ball over, he might actually get his four-seamer to sink a little bit. So the split finger, and there's again, if you have a ball, it's got 108 stitches, and you can hold it any old different way, and I'm sure guys do. But it's such a feel pitch. But what happens is when you get that grip and out on the end of your fingertips, now that it's out on the end of your fingertips, it feels more comfortable. It almost feels like a fastball in your hand.